Hey friends, how you doing? It's Saturday. That means it's time for my favorite live stream of the week, the Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask specific questions and I do my very best to give you specific answers. I'm Christiana Gaudet. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother. Thank you so much for being here today. Of course, a special shout out to the members and the moderators. We really appreciate you. If you're here for the first time, you will need to subscribe or be logged in order to ask a question. All right, let's go right on over to Card Cam. And again, further proof that I've been unpacking, because here we have Spiral Tarot, one of my favorite decks. I have so many of these. This one is not even all that beat up. Cool. All right, this one could go back into use, in fact, which would be an interesting study if I went through shelves and shelves of decks and see which ones could go back into service. That's so interesting. All right, here we go. Well, interesting to me, probably not at all to you. Okay, let's get going. Revival of Venus. You're so kind. Venus says, thank you so much for all that you do for us. Well, thank you for being here and being part of this fabulous village. All right. How will I like my new employment? I'm moving to a big city. Oh my goodness. This is so exciting. First of all, congratulations. Let's take a look. We got to look at the city itself. We got to look at the employment. We have to look at all of it. Very good. All right. So, the new job, Princess of Wands, that's like the Page of Wands. Yeah. Magician, there is a lot here to learn, but they're going to give you the time to learn and they're going to give you the training to learn. I think this is going to be okay. I think this is going to be a decent job. I think you're going to be good at it. I feel good about the job. And when we look at the city that you're moving to, moving is stressful. That'll take some getting used to. But if you stay positive and be open, you're not going to love it a whole lot at first. You're not. The job will be good. The city will be less good. But over time, you'll learn to love the city too. So give it time and it'll be good. All right, Jeannie Mnuchin, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. I have a meeting with the program director of Elder Affairs DW in Springfield this week. What should I keep in mind during the interview? Anything I should or should not talk about? Okay. I think you want to really focus on this as an activity for community, for personal growth, for healing, for enjoyment. They're looking for activities that mean something, and that's the bottom line. It's an activity that means something. And to avoid, I would avoid any talk specifically of politics or social justice. Okay. How should I prepare? I would really learn statistics around that industry. Why would the program director want you? I would research a lot about, in that state, these organizations and facilities and the activities they have and what they're looking for, so that you kind of can show that you know the population. And I think, the workshops based on their life stories, telling their stories, that's such a good thing. And something that, clearly has value and has value to the families. It just makes so much sense. Will it go well? I think it really could. I think it really, really could. Will she be interested in partnering? You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be a money thing. But if you can get the grants and the partnership, I think so. I think so, yes. Yes. You'd apply for the grant next spring. And yeah, I mean, so basically you can come up with the funding. They just need to partner with you on this. I think you can sell this. All right. Jeannie, you are very welcome. Keep us posted. Anna Kay, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Am I on the right track of financial independence, or do I need to switch things up? Last week's message from Universe was pretty grim, and it all came true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. That was a jumper. And, you know, when I see the Seven of Wands reversed, you know, as a jumper for this question, I feel like you want to be careful about the people that you're working with. Number one, like when you partner with someone, make sure that it's the right person to partner with. I think that's a really important thing right away, right off the bat. But the path you're on, Seven of Swords reversed, is not a bad path. You know, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not too worried for the long run. I would just say be careful about who you really deem as trustworthy and who you don't. Hey, Vaishali, good to see you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Trey, asking my favorite kind of question. Well, you know, there's a million kinds of questions that are my favorite, but I do love life questions. Trey, thanks for being a member for more than a year. Is there a possibility of me meeting a decent guy soonish? Within the next few years, maybe. I'm not in a hurry. If yes, who might this person be? Oh, and you were right about the last guy. Yeah, sorry. He wasn't necessarily a bad guy either, just like you said, but yeah, not the right one for me. Incompatible, different levels of crazy, as you said. Yeah, you got to find someone where your level of crazy and their level of crazy match. You know, we all need that. And you really can't ever be with someone who is crazier than yourself. You know, like that's never going to work. Okay. All right, here we go. Trey, I think it's good that you're not in a hurry, but also that you're open. I would say definitely within the next 5 years. And it could be sooner. It could be within the next 2 years. It could be within the next 2 months. But yeah, I really do feel like it's happening. And I don't feel like you're a person who wants to date a lot of people. You'd like to find your partner. You'd like to find the person who will be your person. And I do feel like you are on track just to have that happen and make that happen and let that happen. And is this a good time to remind you that I am an ordained minister? Just saying. Yeah, not settling for second best, right? Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test. I think that's the first time I've ever quoted Madonna on this channel, but I just did, so there. All right. Queen Clarius, Renata, good to see you. Wendy, it is a good song. That is absolutely a good song. Trey, you are very welcome. Keep us posted. Okay, Renata, Queen Clarius, good to see you. Every Friday, I light up a pink candle to Aphrodite. I offer her flowers from my garden and cinnamon in hopes of a healthy and loving relationship. That sounds like a good practice. How is she receiving my offerings? Will someone appear soon. So here's the thing. The magic is good, the offerings are good, but you have to do your part too, right? Like, I feel like you need to do more. And, you know, when I first started studying witchcraft, that was like the first thing that I learned is you got to do the magical stuff, but you got to do the mundane stuff too. So it's good. It's a good practice. It's well received. It's very positive. But and I do feel like you will ultimately get what you want, but I think to have it happen in a more timely fashion, you need to do some things too. So if that's work the app, if that's, you know, going on dates with people, whatever, yourself, you have to believe it, and you have to do the mundane actions as well. But I think the spiritual work you're doing is good. I do. All right. That was weird. Nothing. Whatever. We're not reading those. They did not come face up. It is what it is. All right. Adriana Blanche, good to see you. My boss, this has been happening for the longest. My goodness. My boss has finally gotten the pre-interviews for the CEO role. Would he get the job, and when would it be announced? He's been waiting for several years. That's what I thought. Or would he go? Will he get the job? I mean, it's likely that he will get the job and he will go. But is it this? I mean, I still feel like it's a little ways off, but I'm thinking like within the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to see motion on this. That's what I think. Hey, Mixuir, I'm just seeing this now. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And Mixuir, here you are. Don't have the Alzheimer's gene. That's a great thing. Still processing. I know. Live my life. What now? Well, and that is an interesting thing because, you know, dealing with your mother's diagnosis and recognizing what that could mean for you, and now just, you know, and that decision whether or not to get the test is such an interesting decision in and of itself. I remember that Arlo Guthrie, I think, chose not to get tested for Huntington's. And it was like a kind of a big deal. Like we all sort of thought about it, you know, like, would I, you know? So now what? Now, of all the dastardly and terrible things that could potentially happen in your long-term future, that's one you could cross off the list of things to worry about. Now you can just worry about the rest of them. I sort of said that as a joke, but not really. Knowing that you have potentially more space in your life and more time in your life for good health, especially because you're not feeling your best right now, I think that could really be helpful. And I'm saying this from personal experience as an older person. I'm healthier probably now than I was, or I feel better now than I was when I was younger. Whether that's a physical thing or a mental health thing, we could debate that for a long time, for me. But the point is, if you know you're not heading toward Alzheimer's, recognize that life in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s could be really good and really rich. And I think that can be a helpful thing, because if you are young or youngish and miserable, not that I'm saying you're miserable, but I know it's been a tough run recently. It's hard if you think this is the best it's ever going to be. But make sure you just learned something important. This is not the best it's ever going to be. You have been given the gift of future opportunity. And so just let that sit. And that's a good thing. And once again, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. All right, Jenny, good to see you. What were G's feelings toward me during our situationship? What's he feeling now? During the situationship, it was an interesting curiosity because he didn't want to let you go, but nor did he fully want the burden of commitment. And what are his feelings now? I think he's sad. I think he liked having access to you. To me, correct me if this doesn't sound right, but to me, this feels classic, like the person who wants access, but isn't willing to do what's required to have access. Melissa, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. All of the questions in my head feel too mundane today. Mundane's okay. Would love it if the Tarot Fairy Godmother could choose an appropriate question for me this week. Okay, I'm doing it. And you know where I'm going because I've already revealed that I'm like in this super romantic mood. And so I'm going to ask about P because I know you just had a short visit and I know you're going to be going on a trip with him and some other friends, integrating him with friends in a way that you haven't before. So all of this is really interesting. So that's what I want to talk about. Oh, Jenny comes back. Yup, the situationship classic. Yeah, it does feel that way. Oh, I hate that. And I remember being in those when I was young and thinking that if I gave you, it was like I was sampling, right? Like if I give you access, you're going to want it and you're going to like it. So you're going to want more access so then we can have a normal relationship. But I wasn't sampling. I was given the whole store and wondering, Nick, I don't love it. Not my favorite. Melissa, I know really, really well, so I know what's going on in her life. So I could have picked her dastardly job, her new boyfriend, her yoga practice. I could have picked a bunch of things. I do not think that this is something that I am delighted to do for people I don't know well. Because for someone I know well, I can do it. Yes, Nick, when I know you better. I love that. I love the promise of being able to get to know you better. That's beautiful. I love that. Because that's the interesting thing. Like when you're a brand new reader for someone, they're reading with you for the first time, you don't know them. That's an amazing experience because it's a person you don't know talking to you about really personal things. Right? Now, when it's a person you do know, someone you've been reading for, like Melissa and I have known each other. I've been reading for Melissa 2011? 2012. Probably 2012. Right in there. Yeah. Probably 10 years or more. And that is a delightful thing. And it's a very different relationship. I don't have to, yeah, time flies, more than 10 years. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking about, I'm remembering our first session and thinking where I was at the time physically. And that's how I'm dating it. So, yeah. So it's a different relationship over time. When you have a reader for a long time, it's a very different relationship because eventually I'll know the name of your grandmother. I'll know the name of your dog. I'll know all kinds of stuff. It's an interesting thing. So it is from that I am choosing to read for Melissa about her very interesting relationship, which has been a head scratcher for me since the beginning. So, what can I see about it now? I'm just making odd noises, that's all. Just don't mind me. Melissa. This is definitely worth pursuing. That's what I can tell you. It's a difficult thing to pursue because you live in different countries and your first languages are different. But this is worth exploring. I cannot tell you what this is or where this is going. My first thoughts of it were like, this is fun, but let's not expect too much. But it's got some staying power. And he brings a lot that recommends him, if you will. He reads tarot, everyone. Right? A straight single man who reads tarot? So, Melissa, the answer to the question you didn't ask? Melissa, as always, I take your advice. I think this is definitely worth exploring. No guarantee in terms of where it's going. But Dr. Aled is like, he's a keeper, he's a keeper. Oh, he has cats too. He reads tarot, straight, single, reads tarot, does yoga. You met him on a yoga retreat. And has cats. And is willing to travel to the US to visit with you. I mean, you gotta love that, right? So far, and I was never sure from the beginning if this fully got my stamp of approval. Today it is getting my stamp of approval for the moment. Of course, I remember one in the past that got my stamp of approval in the beginning and it got quickly yanked away, which could always happen, but there it is. Dr. Aled, go get your mans. Seriously, or let him come get you. Yeah, we're feeling good about him today, Melissa. We are. All right. Yes, keep me updated. Please, please, please. You know I'm highly invested. All right. Wendy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I need to make some extra income and have been thinking about reselling antiques again. Is this a good idea? If not, then what? Wendy's right. In this village, we are all now invested in Melissa's love life. StaarCon 6. Have him come to StaarCon 6. We'll do the wedding there. Sorry. That was not psychic. That was me just being cute. But I'd be open to that possibility if that were ever a thing. Hooray, I feel so loved. You are. You really, really, really are. And I would come to you to do the wedding if you wanted me to. I mean, your family probably needs the priest to do it, but so I would just come. Anyway, now we're all speculating Melissa's wedding. Oh, good. I mean, I know your parents might have a thing, but I would really love to officiate your wedding. I really would. No priest for me. All right. I will be your priestess. Y'all know I got to marry my daughter. That was fun. I do love that ability to do that. All right. Wendy, we're doing you now. All right. All right, here we go. Antiques, a good idea for Wendy Robeson. Very much so. This is a very, very good idea. Yes, you should do that. But are there other things you should do as well? Yes. What about tarot, energy work, all of that? You know, I am a full-time reader and I will tell people right away, you know, when you first go into it, you don't want to depend on the money, right? That's not, you know, go into it for the love of it, not for the money. But in addition to the antiques, I think that's something you could be working on as well. Seriously. It's been slow. I think we're going to have a few things at StaarCon on how to sort of get traction as a pro. So that might be helpful. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Going well. Will go well. Smile Soul 20, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Will I get a bonus check in 2 weeks? I would not count on it. Now, it may be that you get it in a week and a half or in 3 weeks, but I'm not counting on it. Not counting on it. Let us know. Let us know. A penny for your thoughts. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. The cards have been very positive toward my new venture. It does include an investment. Will H offer to pay or lend me the money? I think someone will. It will either be H or someone else, but yes, someone will. Will it make him upset if you ask? It might make him upset. There may be someone else who could do this. And honestly, if you just used your own money, would you make the money back quickly enough to not go broke while building the business? Likely, yes. Likely, yes, but you don't necessarily want to take that risk, but likely it would. Likely it would. I feel like you have a girlfriend that would help you. Or a female family member. I feel like it's female. Okay, Pat Rainville, good to see you. Do you see any kind of positive change in work or home life coming up soon? I've pretty much decided I want to move, but nothing affordable, worthwhile has come up yet. I understand completely. Okay. Okay, so in terms of finding a place to live, I think that something will come up that will be sort of an opportunity for you as a place to live. It may not be aesthetically pleasing, but I feel like it would be, enough, you know? So I feel like you could find something. It may not be everything you would want, but it would be enough. And that could be relatively quick. And in terms of changing work, I almost feel like you have to change where you live first, that there's something about where you live that desperately needs to be changed in order for everything else to change. So I would say if you could find something affordable, even if it's not the most pleasing to you aesthetically, if you could make it work, because I think energetically that would help a lot. Smile Soul 20, you are very welcome. Lumen, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Febborn, you're up next. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. My father showed up in a dream last night. I was packing to go somewhere. He came and gave me cash. Nice. Ooh, this is amazing. Ooh, everyone. I love this. I love this so much. All right. He came and gave me cash, opened my eyes, and looked at the clock. It was 2:11, which is my birthday. Interpretation. Your father comes into your dreams and gives you cash, and you see your birthday. That is pretty interesting, friends, don't you think? So, what's the interpretation? I think a couple of things. I have two things. One is it's simple. Your father is with you and helping you. But the other, I think, is about heritage because it's your birthday. So it's like a gift your father gave you, not just for your birthday, but having to do with your birth. I think it's about looking go back in generations, looking at the people in your father's family and see what you can discover in terms of interesting people, especially the women, who might have passed on some gifts to you. Whether that is your talent as a writer, whether that is your talent as an intuitive, like whatever that is. So paying attention to the bloodline on your father's side, but also knowing that your father is with you and helping you. And the fact that it was literally cash, like, do you remember, like, did it feel like a lot of cash, a little cash? Like, what was that? I do take that as a sign of good things to come in general as well. Let me know what you think. Lumen, thanks for being here. I would like to ask a question about LH. And Lumen, I want to thank you so much for being a member of this channel as well. Hey, LP, good to see you. Okay, I would like to ask a question about LH. Yesterday, I had a meeting with them, and he began to tell me what felt like a cryptic message. And I'm unsure if this is how this person naturally is, or if there's more behind his words I should be aware of. Can you tell me? This is getting interesting. Can you tell me the unsaid energy of our convo? Am I missing something? Should I be worried about our working relationship? Oh, so interesting. Okay, so I've got a lot there. Please follow me as I go through a series of questions about this. Okay, first of all, was this person intentionally delivering a subtext, a cryptic message? Was that an intentional thing that was happening? No. Was this person subconsciously delivering something? I don't really think so. What was it you were picking up? You were definitely picking something up. You definitely were. So what was that unsaid energy? And I love that, reading the unsaid energy. That's like a whole thing. That could be a book, reading the unsaid energy. What was that unsaid energy? It is about irritations, I think. Things that are irritating, things that are silly, things that don't make sense, that he would like you to be patient with, and that he feels if you are patient with them, the rewards will be good. But it was complex, and I don't think he wanted to plant all of that. Because what if it doesn't happen? You know, what if you have a better experience? So I think he was going to warn you, but then decided not to warn you because, and the warning really is about irritation and frustration. I don't think it's anything worse than that. And should you be worried about your working relationship with him? I don't think so at all. No. I think that what it was something that you may both encounter. And he was trying to be supportive, but recognize that you don't necessarily want to support for something that hasn't come up as an issue yet. That's what I think it was. Let me know what you think. Okay, Febborn, it was a little cash. Don't know of his side, only my half-sisters. One I'm very close to, she's alive. I was my father's most loved child by my mother. Interesting. Yeah, I would try to learn as much as you can while people are still alive. Try to learn as much as you can. All right. I'm looking around and I'm like, where is my water bottle? Where's my water bottle? Give me a minute. Who has my water bottle? What did I do? Where? My water bottle. Where's my water bottle? I go to my other desk and I have not one but two water bottles on my other desk. Go figure. All right. Dr. Aled. Ah. Lumen, it makes sense. Okay, good. That was just a shuffle drop. That was nothing. Okay, good. Glad it makes sense. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay. Dr. Aled, good to see you. Monday is the first day of my new job teaching math in a high school. Is that right? Please tell me some good stuff about the principal and co-workers. Okay, this is fun. Let's do this. Febborn, I'm going to look forward to that. Okay, Dr. Aled, here we are. The new principal really wants to work with you, is super excited to have you, but is not trustworthy. And I'm not sure that principals are ever trustworthy because they're in a position where they really can't be. They are accountable to too many people with different agenda. So not trustworthy, but not necessarily, that's not a character flaw. That may just be the nature of the position. So the principal will do the best that they can for you. And I'm thinking the principal is male, but I don't know that for sure. They're going to do the best they can for you, but there's only so much they can do. Now, your coworkers. He is male. Okay. Yeah. Coworkers look like a bunch of damn bitches. Sorry. I didn't want to plant that in your head. Sorry. But look at it, man. Look at what we're seeing here. And I don't know if that's the personality of the people or if it's just the situation. But you're going to go in and you're going to be yourself. You're going to be loud, proud, be yourself. Be yourself. You will find out very quickly which coworkers, 4 teachers walked out. Yeah, there's some stuff going on here, which is why you're getting hired on mid-year, right? It makes sense. What am I seeing here? Is this individual people or is this just the energy? Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that individual people are going to be horrible to you. I think it's the whole environment. Now, going back to the principal, because we think, well, the principal creates the environment, but I think there's larger issues at play here. I think it's probably more school board, society, post-COVID, planned parenthood, whatever. That's what creates the trouble here. And I think that you go in and be a new energy. The CEO is a woman. Interesting. I think this is not the easiest situation, and it will make you tired. Don't get involved in anything more, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Do not get involved in anything more than what you need to get involved in. That's the key. And good luck. Keep me posted. Lisa E., good to see you. Thanks for being here. I don't have a specific question today, but I'd love to hear what the cards say is in store for me over the holiday season. That seems like a specific question. All right. I think you are sort of leaning toward a love relationship. It does feel like there's something there, but I don't know how much it will be there, but I think that's going to be an energy that you're sort of playing with and trying to figure out at this moment as we go into the holiday season. So that can be interesting. Michelle F., good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. I'm making decisions about changing my life and moving either cross-country or overseas. I feel like it's going to be cross country. What does Spirit want to know? What can I do to help ensure that things go smoothly? Is there something specific I should be focusing on through this transition? All right. Here we go. Overseas, cross country, either is still possible. Either is possible, overseas or cross country. Obviously, cross country is easier. Both are possible. What do you need to know about this? I think you need to be really clear about why you're doing what you're doing, what the point of it is, and what you're hoping to get out of it. What are you getting away from? What are you going toward? And you need to be very, very clear about your intentions. That's really the thing. Is there something specific I should be focusing on through this transition? Yeah. Exactly why you're doing what you're doing and how it's going to benefit you. That's the whole thing. Very exciting. Let us know. Okay. Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. I'd like to know about my job hunt. Still waiting, but getting closer to hearing from the state regarding an offer and also submitting more apps. Any career insight is appreciated. Okay, do we see you getting hired by the state? Man, it is nerve-wracking. It could happen, though. It could happen, and you're still applying. What do we need to know about this job search? I mean, I think you're doing it, and I think you will be getting a job soon. Yeah, you're doing it. And I think, like with that Seven of Swords that was there for a minute, it's that imposter syndrome that creeps in. It's that, am I even doing the right thing? Should I have done this? Like I think you question yourself, and then you don't question yourself, but then you question yourself. I guess we all do that to some extent, but I think you're a master at it. And the bottom line is just keep on doing what you're doing and you will have a good job soon. Really, really, really. All righty. Von Ray, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. My upstairs neighbor is driving me crazy. Oh no. Teresa, you are very welcome. Keep us posted. What's his deal and what can I do to get rid of him? The office has spoken to him twice already. Golly gosh, I hate it when that happens. His deal is, I think he's a miserable person in his life, and he just doesn't think and doesn't care. I'm not sure there's any way to get him to stop. Here's what you do. And I like magically, like, should you apply magic? Like we've done a lot of like, sort of bad neighbor magic. Should you do bad neighbor magic? Maybe. Put a mirror on your ceiling facing him, if you can. That's hard to do. Even a mirror on the floor facing up will send his energy back to him. That could help. But on the practical side, I think you should keep a log of every single time he disturbs you, every single time you're disturbed, time and what the disturbance is. And after like a week, every week, take that log to the office and say, here's the log for the week. And, and if after 3 weeks of doing that, you don't have improvement, then bring your log every day. One way or the other, I think that'll fix the problem. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is Damini. Will I get into a relationship My chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Okay, my chat disconnected for a second. That was weird. But it's back. Von Ray, I'm so sorry. It's like I just gave you more work to do, but I think it is the right thing for you to do. So there it is. So, Damini, you are up next. Will I get into a relationship with Yega? His parents accept me for who I am? Will his parents accept me for who I am when they find out I'm trans? Okay, let's take a look. First of all, do we think that you will get into a relationship with this person? I think it's very likely. Will their parents accept you? I think so. I think this could work out. Imy, good to see you. I want to ask, is A ever going to block me and leave, or will he come back? Or maybe just that limbo, maybe you're the one who needs to block and leave. It may be for you to block and leave. Pip, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. We appreciate you. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I am well, thank you. I'm wondering if I'm on the right path with my healing therapy sessions. I think so. I think so, yeah. And that's not to say it's the only path, but I think it's a good path. DH, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. We appreciate you. I'm planning a vacation to P with a friend. Does the universe think this is a good idea, or would a trip to L or S be better? Oh, this is fun. And now I'm imagining like all the places that P could be, right? Is it Peru, Pennsylvania? I mean, there's so many possibilities, right? The Philippines, so many things. Okay. Go to P, go to L, go to S. Portugal. Yeah, could be. All of these look good. All of them look good. P, L, S, all of them look good. How do you choose then? You know, I think you choose based on practicality. I think it's fine. Maybe I have a slight preference for S, but they're all pretty good. A penny for your thoughts. I asked my daughter if she wants Christmas in the rental house or in our own house. She said, ask the cards, please. She wonders if we can have both kids with us. Okay. Do we think that you will be able to have both kids? Not necessarily. Own house, rental house. Honestly, whichever is more convenient, it's probably rental house. But whichever's more convenient, really. And maybe over the season you do one thing in one place and another thing in another place. Vehicle still is not sold. My goodness. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members only emojis. Vehicle still isn't sold. Do you think we are on the right track to sell by the end of the month? Still on track to sell by the end of the month? I mean, I do still think so. I think that you could be more aggressive. A lot more aggressive with advertising. I feel like you're not listed where you need to be listed. And that's probably the problem. I would be listing in some different places. That's my guess. Wendy, what deck is this? This is one of my favorites, Spiral Tarot. Adrija, good to see you. Thanks for being here. How do I see your love life in the next 2 or 3 months? I think you're going through it. And I think, the sooner you kind of go through this and get done with this, the sooner you'll be opening up to something new. So this or this, on some level, depends on you. Vaishali, good to see you. Thanks for being here. How can I get out of the situation of being stuck regarding my college life? When will things get back to normal for you? I'm so tired of the same cycle repeating in my life. Well, I think we have to define what is normal for you and what is back to normal. Like, has there ever been a normal to go back to? Like, I think you need to look at, like, what is the reality of what's going on here? And I think so often you do it through a lens of feeling like you're the problem and you have somehow failed. And that, I think, is neither true nor helpful. You are not the problem. You have not failed. You are managing something. And the more you learn how to manage it, the better you'll be. Gemini Sun, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a moderator. We appreciate you so much. Is the football game going to go in our favor today? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Ooh, that's an interesting question. If you've got money riding on it, it could really go either way. I'm not sure. It could go either way. So no guarantees here. Keep me posted. Let me know. Wendy. Oh, no, wait a minute. I see you commenting. Sorry. Who's next? It's Nick. Nick came up with a question. Yay, Nick. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member, and thanks for using members only emojis. Are there any events in my future that will happen despite free will? Like a checkpoint or soul contract or fated meeting? And if so, does it involve JD? So we're wondering, like, if you don't seek out JD, will something happen with JD? And understand that you could not seek out JD and something would happen with JD that would have nothing to do with spirit at all. Like, I would say, in terms of JD, whatever might or might not happen in the future, I wouldn't spiritualize it. Like, I just wouldn't spiritualize it. Might you have a conversation? Sure. Might you run into each other? Sure. But I wouldn't make that be a spiritual thing at all. And, like, this whole sort of idea of what exists outside of free will, there's a lot of stuff that exists outside of free will. And I don't love the idea that if it exists outside of free will, then it is by nature spiritual. Because, like, I have a friend with cancer. That is not her free will. And I'm certainly not going to spiritualize that. So I don't love that. I don't love that way of looking at things in a way, because a lot in life happens that is not our free will. And I think we all grew up blaming a capricious God for the bad things that happened in our lives, and at the very same time calling that God a loving parent. And I think that got us all screwed up around spirituality. Just saying. Princess, you're up next. Good to see you. Glad you're here. So, I could make a joke about this question. I'm on Tinder. Will I connect with a good man? Like, I don't really see Tinder as the place to connect with that necessarily, but I do know people, and y'all witness, testify. Do you know anyone who has met a lasting and loving and healthy relationship on Tinder? Gay, straight, I don't care. Have you seen it happen? I have. I have. It's not the most likely thing, but I have seen it happen. So let's see. But does this look like a good man on Tinder? I'm going to say that's probably not the best place for you to find a good man. Just saying. But I also think maybe you knew that. All right. Who is up next? All right. Scrolling. LP, good to see you. May I have a reading about what to look forward to? This year has been a lot of stagnancy in work and relationships. Hey, LP, good to see you. Nick, no, you're good. You're good. You're not bad at anything. You're good. It's fun. The fact that you inspired me to contemplation should not be a bad thing. Okay. Saturn, LP, Saturn return. Look at that. May I have a reading about what to look forward to? This year has been a lot of stagnancy in work and relationships. Got it. Oh, LP, thank you so much. LP. I know that it feels stagnant. But what if it only feels stagnant? And what if the energetic work is actually happening to clear out things that are not serving you? I feel like it's energetically, it's not stagnant. It feels stagnant, but it's not stagnant. And that means there will be shifts. What kind of shifts can you look forward to? Where work is concerned, it's not going to get worse. And it will, I think, get better maybe in about 3 months. There will be some improvement. When it comes to love, I just wish I could have a concept of goals or a future. I feel like the tower fell and now I have no clue. I can't wait for those 3 months. But you can, well, here's the question. What should your goal be? That's the question. What should your goal be right now, LP? Your goal should be a positive mindset. And I'm not saying that in a snarky way. I don't mean that in a snarky way, nor am I trying to whitewash things that have been really painful for you. But I do fully believe that what stands between you and what you want is not the brick wall that you think it is. And I feel like good things are coming. Just the goal is to stay optimistic, even if you don't know what you're staying optimistic for. Yeah, get back to that. I think that is the right thing. And I think things will fall in place as you do. Yeah, there it is. There it is. And I'll give you one of my magical things. When I don't know what the goal should be and I don't know what to hope for, but I know I need change, the magic I do is I picture a weather vane. Do you know, like a weather vane that points the way where the wind is blowing? And I picture that and I ask the universe to point me in the right direction. That's the magic I do. And it's good. It works. So try that. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Frank, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Used to play telepathy with them as a kid, trying to move them. Right, no, that makes sense. That would be telekinesis. That totally makes sense. So yeah, see, it's a good idea. All right, Martha Vink. I'm at a church fun event, so we'll pop back later. What message does my ancestors and spirit guides have for me today? Martha, thanks for being a member for more than a year, and thanks for using members only emojis. Here we go. It's about love. It's about unity. It's about love. It's about how we communicate love. It's about joy and the fact that no one and nothing can take that away from you. And you are here to be in joy and be in love and to spread joy and spread love, and nothing and no one will take that from you. There it is. Adrija, it's not really okay to ask another question, but go ahead. I recently lighted a blue candle for healing. How did it go? I mean, it didn't hurt, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. Yeah. All right. Morgana the Great, haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. A long-lasting love relationship in 2025. Not in the first quarter, but maybe toward the back half of the year. Quarter 3 or 4, it is possible that you will meet someone. All righty. My friends, I want to thank you so much. From my perspective, Adrija, thank you so much for being here. From my perspective, I want to thank you for being here. If I accidentally skipped you, I'm so sorry. Please reiterate your question. It's last call for readings, y'all. And if you're just getting here and you have not asked for a reading, well, it's last call for readings, y'all. Now, if you have a StaarCon 2024 ticket, I'll be in my lounge tomorrow at 5. We're talking tarot numerology. Please join us. Get your StaarCon 5 ticket. There is a link in the description to do so. There is also a link to book an appointment with me. Please do that. There's also a link to become a member of this channel. Please do that as well. I'll be back Monday with your 3-card weekly reading. And Nick, oh yeah, to LP, I just said yesterday that my tower has fallen, but I feel like I'm stuck under the rubble. Never felt so lost, to be honest. Weird place to be for sure. Oh, Alice in Yogaland, good to see you. I'll do that one, Nick. I see it. Alice in Yogaland. Should I leave or take my leave of absence from my yoga class gig to take on, leave or take a leave of absence to take on a much more lucrative job on Monday? It's so hard for me to do this. Should you take this job on Mondays? Yeah, you should. What do you do with your yoga class? Take a leave of absence, and you will find another way or place to teach at another time. So yeah, you should. Good to see you. Oh, Nick, will your money be coming in before StaarCon? It could. Yeah, it may be last minute, but it could. Yeah, seriously, Wendy, manifest that money. Nick, manifest that money. Seriously, let's get her done. All right. My friends, seriously, get that money. Get your StaarCon ticket. You know you want to. You know you want to. All right. Links in the description. Follow the links. Do the things. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I'll be back on Monday. If you have a StaarCon 2024 ticket, join me in my lounge tomorrow at 5. And take really good care. Have a fabulous weekend. Thank you, everyone.